When a team has missed the playoffs only 7 times in their franchise history, it is deemed unacceptable to be excluded from the postseason. Last year was one of those years for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. A club with 4 OHL championships and a Memorial Cup victory in 1993, the Sioux have become a team which is expected to have success and be strong contenders year after year. Things have turned around this season. The Greyhounds are in 5th place overall in the Ontario Hockey League, and with 6 players with 20 or more points, they stand alone and in 2nd place in the Western Division. Today they match up against another postseason regular, the Kitchener Rangers. The Rangers have yet to miss the playoffs in 23 seasons and have tied the Greyhounds once already. But the injury-plagued Rangers have had their setbacks this season. 2 workhorse teams will clash, the Greyhounds and Rangers, CHL Sunday night. It's the place to be for hockey fans every Sunday night. Welcome to the home of CHL on CTV Sportsnet as the best junior hockey players show their stuff right here on CHL Sunday night. I'm Darren Millard along with Greg Millen. This week shining the spotlight on Kitchener, Ontario for the Rangers and Sault Ste. Marie. Plus stay tuned for Around the CHL at the intermissions as the West and East make a run of little hockey history. Don Cherry gets involved in firing his head coach and Jeff Kugel's appeal is heard. Those stories to come, but Greg, how about the game itself?
Well, an interesting game for me this evening. A couple of things. First of all, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds right now 11th in the nation in terms of their rating, and that is really marvelous considering at the start of the year many thought that the Greyhounds would be okay, but maybe not quite as good as they are. They've always been a very strong offensive hockey club, and this year going in there was no question. And as you mentioned in our opening, they have great depth in terms of their offensive ability to score goals. There was some concern about their blue line, but really, quite frankly, their blue line has just been fine. Their goaltending has been excellent as well. They're playing against a very proud Kitchener Ranger operation. They've been struggling, but one thing about the Kitchener Rangers, and I even remember this years ago, they are very difficult in their own building. It's a very good rink for offense. It's fast ice normally. The boards are lively. So for the most part, it's normally an offensive type of hockey game when you play in Kitchener.
Kitchener Rangers, 23 years in the CHL. They have yet to miss the playoffs, but they're 1-9 in their last 10 games, and they have to find some way to turn it around.
Well, anytime that a team is struggling, what they want to do for sure is get out of the gate in a hurry, particularly when you're playing at home, and especially when you're working with young kids. When you're lost a little bit of confidence, obviously when the boys are younger, things happen to them early in a hockey game and you just never seem to reel them back in as a coach. I think it's very important for the Rangers to get the lead here.
And they promise no stuffed animals on the ice tonight. Kevin Quinn, Nick Kypreos take care of the call. They are standing by at the Memorial Auditorium in Kitchener. The Rangers up against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Enjoy the first period, everybody.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, where the 11th-ranked Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds are set to take on the Kitchener Rangers. Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Quinn, along with Nick Kypreos. There's a reason that the Sioux Greyhounds are ranked number 11 in the country. They have won 10 games in a row and counting, Nick.
No question, it's a great streak, Kevin, along with the Ottawa 67s, Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, hottest team in the OHL.
And the hottest scorer on the Sioux Greyhounds team is a man named Danny Pacero, who has quarterbacked their power play and leads the team. So who better to ask about this streak than Dan Pacero?
Oh, everyone on the team's just on the right page. It seems like no one's being cocky at all, and everyone's doing the little things, and it's getting us the victories.
Well, he's not the only guy that has got it going for this team. A guy that we've talked about several times on the Greyhounds, of course, is Ryan Jardine.
And Ryan Jardine has not disappointed every time we've featured him and his team on Sportsnet. Very balanced attack in this Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and it's led by this man right here.
So we'll see what the Greyhounds can do to try to make it 11 in a row. Conversely, the Kitchener Rangers are trying to snap an ugly streak for them. They've only won 1 in their last 11, and they're going to be tested tonight. And you know, one of the guys that's going to be tested early is Mike Gorman, the goaltender.
And they had a tough time Friday night. They lost to Erie. They're coming off a loss. Last night they didn't get in until 2 o'clock in the morning. On the other hand, the Sioux Greyhounds were here, waiting, practicing, and they know that they're going to come at them at waves.
So sometimes, though, in this situation, the pressure really is on the Soo Greyhounds. They're expected to win. Kitchener maybe can, play a little relaxed game and maybe come up with a victory.
Well, according to the script, everything's set for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds to have a key game, easy game, but sometimes the pressure is on the team to follow the script, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Let's go to your Kips keys now and what these two teams have to do to come away with W's.
Well, certainly the Soo Greyhounds in this streak have had that balanced attack. We take a look at the Soo lineup, their top 6 scorers, all within 6 points of each other, led by Pacero and Jardine. There's a very balanced attack there. They got to continue that.
Now, we talked about Gorman having to be tough. One good piece of news for this Kitchener team, though, is the return of Michael Vorak.
And Vorak's a key guy. We talked to Coach Hayden prior to the game, and he had mentioned that this guy's a real gamer. He plays in all situations, and he's coming off an injury, 5 games with a strained shoulder, but the character in him says, I want to play tonight, and that's certainly going to help the Kitchener Rangers.
So the Rangers taking on the red-hot Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. We're going to have the opening face-off for you. Go Greyhounds. They've got some fans. We'll see what happens. We're coming back right after this.
CHL Sunday night on CTV Sportsnet. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, still the right place. By Chrysler, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey. By Bauer, leave an impression. And by Molson Canadian.
Welcome back to Kitchener, everyone, and some good crowd here. Despite the fact that the Kitchener Rangers have not been playing well of late, their fans have remained loyal. Let's check out who's in the nets. Brought to you by Coho, the brand of goalies equipment used by Patrick Waugh and Felix Potvin. And there is Jason Flick, a veteran who recently acquired Nick, and this guy has been hot for 0-0 since becoming a Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound. And, of course, at the other net, the guy that we expect to be tested tonight, that is Mike Gorman. And he is, as you can see by his record, this team has been struggling of late, but he is one of the guys that they'll be counting on to hold them in early.
And I expect him to have a real busy night.
So we are set to go. The Soo Greyhounds, ranked number 11 in the country, wearing their whites with a red trim, taking on the home team, the Kitchener Rangers, in their blue, white, and red. We're underway from Kitchener, Ontario. Right off the bat, the Soo Greyhounds shoot it in, and we'll keep an eye on the pressure that they want to put on. We mentioned the Rangers coming off a 9-5 loss in Erie last night. And this is their 3rd game in 3 nights, 7th game in 10 nights. A tough bit of business for a struggling team by the name of Kitchener. Tonight's lineups brought to you by Sherwood, the proud to serve the hockey world. And here are the lineups for the Soo Greyhounds, and they've been getting everything done. Everybody's getting ice time, and everybody is happy so far.
And we talked to Coach Dave Cameron, Kevin, prior to the game, and he mentioned that the 4 lines that are on this team have contributed all in this 10-game winning streak. Great goaltending, and at times different lines have stepped up and enabled this team to put a streak together like the one they're on.
The last time they lost the game was November 1st when they lost 3-2 to the Guelph Storm. Since that time, it has been all W's, including a victory over these Kitchener Rangers. That game was in early November. And Jason Flick, a great addition as we take a look at the lineup for the Kitchener Rangers. And this is a team that has been hit by injuries, and that is one of the big reasons that they have not been able to put some W's together.
And the place where they really hurt, especially in depth department, is on defense. 2 key guys on defense, Wes Jarvis and Barry Graham. Take a look at Ryan Hayden. Says especially Wes Jarvis has really hurt the team in the toughness department in front of the net.
A draft pick of the New York Rangers out of the lineup. He's got a knee that is going to keep him out of the lineup probably into the new year. In the Kitchener zone. Here they come. Here's a chance now for the Rangers. That is Travis Lindebeck with a shot. And Flick gets a glove on it and goes into the corner. Back behind the net. Recent acquisition for this Kitchener team as they try and find a way to get themselves together for the second half of the season. Josef Vasicek, one of the big guns for the Soo Greyhounds, number 23. Now behind the net goes. Laceby picked that one off. A chance now for Allan Rourke, draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, taken in the 6th round by the Leafs. Vasicek waits and just flips it in. That's knocked down by a high stick. And Rourke will touch it and will get a whistle. Mentioned Mike Gorman off the top, and the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, certainly that was part of their game plan to come out here and really pepper this guy. But he is somebody that probably used to the pressure, and he has not played that bad, or as bad as the record indicates, for this Kitchener team.
And he's coming off a pretty good rookie season, named to the 2nd All-Star team in the OHL for rookies last year, and hoping to continue that this season.
Is knocked down as he crosses center ice. Here is Rick Bertram back there on defense with Vyacheslav Chek. 2 minutes gone here in the first period. No score. Ryan Jardine will flip it in. Corey Pepper giving chase. Bertram back there first, and the Rangers will get it out. That's Chek, the draft pick of the Florida Panthers.
Here we are, Kevin, about 2.5 minutes into the game, and you can see the Soo Greyhounds trying to keep things simple.
Milanovic with a shot, and Flick decides to hang on to it, and he'll get the whistle. Jason Flick, the goaltender recently acquired to give a little help to the guy that was carrying the load, Jake Mccracken.
And one of the things that Dave Mayville, general manager of the Soo Greyhounds, told me was that they needed some experience to push Jake Mccracken. Certainly, he's coming in with a 4-0 record. He's done that and more.
This is his 5th start as a member of the Greyhounds, and certainly Dave Cameron also mentioned the fact that they wanted to lighten the load on Mccracken, certainly down the stretch, and certainly as they drive towards a playoff spot, they'd want him to have to do it all. The first game we did, they said, as Mccracken goes, we grow. Oh, there's a goal! And Mccracken can't do anything about that. Jason Flick couldn't get his stick down, and Allan Rourke has the Kitchener Rangers on the board.
All starts with a key face-off. Getting it back to the point. Allan Rourke. Right off the draw. Just a quick release off of Allan Rourke, too. Not the high slap shot. Quick release. Gets it to the net.
His 7th of the season. Traffic in front of Jason Flick. And what a start for the Kitchener Rangers. Just exactly what the doctor ordered. The 2:26 mark. The Rangers have the lead.
And give a lot of credit to newly acquired Alain Vigneault on the draw. And just what the doctor ordered for the Kitchener Rangers. A quick start.
And here comes a chance now as they'll go on the power play. The Rangers up 1-0, and they'll get their first power play opportunity. During the streak, the Sioux penalty killers, as Chad Spur will sit for this.
Here it is. Just tries to run a little interference and just takes a little too much.
So he will sit. Penalty killing has been 75% for the Sioux Greyhounds during this 10-game winning streak.
Well, Kevin, we talked about Friday night's loss in Erie. There wasn't too many good things to come out of their loss 9-5, but one thing that was good news was their power play. 5 for 8.
Now you get those kind of statistics, you'll come away with W's and break the streak. See what they can do here with their first power play opportunity. Puck is finally whistled down. Not sure exactly where it is. That's in Mortier's uniform. Number 29, Darren Mortier, the captain of the Kitchener Rangers, playing a little hide the puck. He wasn't sure where it was, and finally the linesman went in and got it. So how did that happen?
Might be a trick he might want to use in the 3rd period when he's logged about 25 minutes. Right now with the momentum going favorably in Kitchener's, there's a stick to the face, and all of a sudden the puck gets shot right up his shirt.
There you go from the faceoff. Flick has to make the save, and the Greyhounds are trying to get it out but can't do it. 1:43 to go in the power play for the Kitchener Rangers, who have jumped out to a 1-0 lead here on the 11th ranked team in the country, the Soo Greyhounds, on a 10-game winning streak. Here come the Rangers. There's Payet, number 7. He's handed the boards heavily, and that brings a rise from the crowd as he knocks down the captain, Millen. Mortier trying to get it back up top to Rourke. He has it again. Here is Rourke. Right cross-ice pass, but Millen was there to pick it off, and the shot is put into the bench, and that'll bring up a whistle with 1:02 to go in the power play for the Rangers.
Take a look at a bit of a forecheck here. Payet comes in with a big hit and forces Millen to hurry that shot. And right after that, they maintain possession of the puck, enabling them to create another opportunity. But with pressure like that on the power play, it's certainly not hard to see how they went 5 for 8 Friday night.
Here's Nick Robinson trying to keep it in, but can't do it as it bounces out across the blue line. So the faceoff will come out across the line. As we look at Brandon Murley, left winger for the Kitchener Rangers.
11 goals, 6 assists. Certainly has contributed. But certainly would love to get number 2 on the board tonight for the Kitchener Rangers here and put the Soo Greyhounds behind the 8 ball early.
There's a chance of a save by Flick off the stick of Ryan Held, and Flick will hold on to it. So look at Ryan Held, a prospect for the New Jersey Devils, 18-year-old. Here's a guy that also, you know, this team has not played that bad. We talk about 1 win in 11. You got to think, well, come on. They were down 9-2 against Erie, but most of their games have been a lot closer than that. That was one of the few blowouts on this. They have kept it in 1- and 2-goal losses. Here is Ryan Jardine, short-handed. Knocked down before he could get a shot away. Here's Brendan Murley. Cross ice, long shot in around the boards. Rangers will keep it in until Corey Pecker gets a shot out and down on the ice, and Gorman has to handle that. 27 seconds to go now. The man advantage for the Rangers. They're on top. 1-0. Back the other way, though. Here is Millen. Moving in. Millen with a shot, and he missed the open side. Brown. Bill Brown will just shoot it down the ice as time winds away in this power play.
5 seconds, Bobby, 5.
We mentioned the Soo Greyhounds have been on the road, and they've stayed in Kitchener. They practiced here yesterday. Maybe just a little bit relaxed. They're in London on Friday, where they won 5-2 to make it 10 in a row. They kill off that power play. And we had a couple of good shorthanded opportunities. So the Rangers 0 for 1 so far with the man advantage. Eddie Pacero, the leading scorer on the Soo Greyhounds team. Number 5, shoots it in. 14 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the first period. Allan Rourke has the Kitchener Rangers on top by the score of 1-0. Got in around the glass. Back to check. Back to Pacero. Loses it in his skates. Avoids the check. Good chance now for Vorak. Back up top. Long shot. That one almost tipped by Mike Laceby. Clear but not out. Laceby has it now. Vorak with a shot. He just turned and didn't miss the target by Mike. Good pressure here by the Kitchener Rangers as they go some life here early on. Here's a chance now right up from the side. Puck is loose. And Flick will hold on to it as Laceby was on the doorstep. The Rangers have the lead in the first period. CHL Sunday night from Kitchener. Let's check out our top prospect, brought to you by MasterCard, the official card of the Canadian Hockey League.
Daniel Pacero. Take a look at him here. Guy that can quarterback the power play. Quick shot. He's in his 3rd year. We talked to Coach Cameron about him a little bit. Came into camp, great shape, and he's off to a great start.
Went to the Dallas Stars camp as an invitee. He continues to have this kind of season. He will certainly be in the show. Here's Vorak. Talk about top scorers. Here's the Kitchener's top gun. Centering pass. Clear but not out. A bouncing puck. Kept in by the Rangers.
You take a look at Kitchener on this forecheck. For a team that's played a lot of hockey lately, they're off to a terrific start.
Chad Kavanaugh coming back the other way, and Vorak looking good. It's his first game back after suffering a shoulder injury. He missed 6 games.
Vorak testing the body early too. No better way to test a shoulder injury than taking to the body early.
Rangers. There's some forecheckers. Healing. But they're battling with Ryan Held. And Mike Bierstead. Checked in by the Rangers. There's a shot on net, and Flick makes the save. Chad Kavanaugh, draft pick of the Washington Capitals.
One of the overagers here for the Soo Greyhounds, and talk about another guy that likes to play in all situations. Certainly a guy Coach Dave Cameron counts on heavily. And when you see that face-off, that key face-off late in the game, he's usually the guy taking it.
And you're going to be working Tuesday night, Nick. Nick Kypreos, Greg Millen, Darren Drager, the pregame show, and it's New Jersey Devils at the MCI Center to take on the Washington Capitals Tuesday night here on Sportsnet.
Those Capitals having a little bit of trouble this year. Hopefully they can straighten it out Tuesday night.
You see the Rangers coming up to that fast start and shooting the Greyhounds 9-1 to this point. 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the first period. Rangers on top by 1. All Valentin trying to get around the Rourke, can't do it. Back they come the other way. There's a chance now for Elizabeth. Taken into the boards by Skrilchuk. Battle for the puck. Skrilchuk goes down and ends up on top of it. And so we'll get a whistle with 12:27 to go. Dave Cameron talking about his team wanting to play tough, but wanting to make sure they played 5-on-5 hockey, and that's certainly when they are more effective. And interesting how when you win 10 games in a row, he was saying the messages that he's teaching starting to sink in. Messages haven't changed. Guys are just listening now a little bit more.
When you got a young club, take a look at that line of Healy, Osborne, and Nick Jones. At times can be a little bit rambunctious out there, and it's hard to distinguish between what's a good physical shift without sometimes even dropping your gloves. But obviously throughout this streak, a lot of guys are learning quickly.
Here's Held centering it out in front. Followed up by Bill Brown. He'll try and get it out. Can't do it. Flick lets the puck go by to him. In by the Rangers. On the net, Ryan Held has it. He's trying to work it out in front. Kiss! And Flick makes the save as Held walked out and tried the wraparound. Check will keep it in. Bierstead has to go over his stick. Smith trying to get it out. Can't do it. Great forechecking here by the Rangers. Here they come again. Back up top. Shot from the point. That one goes wide. Ryan Jardine will try and get it out for the Sioux. And he does. Try to send away Corey Becker. That didn't work. Back comes Allan Rourke. Stops. Put it back up top and no one there. Check. Intended for Bierstead too far. Line changes for both teams. Brown. Flick on net. Gorman makes the save. Only his second shot in this first period. No icing called. Nick Gibson back to get it, race for it, and he's beaten to the puck by Josh Seabrook. Trying to get it out in front, and back come they take Vladislav Check up there, as well as Vasicek, number 23, the big guy for the Soo Greyhounds. He had a great game in our first televised game in Guelph. Take number 23. Here's Galen. Trying to work it out front, taken nicely there by Mike Laceby. Long pass intended for Seabrook. Josh Seabrook with a shot on net. Look, there's that one easily. Galen. Vasicek has it now. Vasicek behind the net. Still has it. Pacero too far for him. Brown with a shot, and that one went off a skate. Loose in front. They bang away. Bennett in there trying to hit Gorman. 1-0 to score in favor of Kitchener. We'll be back right after this.
Mike Gorman with just 4 shots on goal. Hasn't been active in the shots department, but where he has been active is handling the puck. and he does that quite well. So we'll keep an eye on Mike Gorman handling the puck the rest of the way.
10:23 to go here in the first period. The Rangers on top of the score of 1-0. The Rangers were part of that streak, 10-game streak by the Soo Greyhounds in Sault Ste. Marie. November 8th, they lost 5-3 as the tempers heating up just a little bit behind the Greyhounds net. One thing, as we take a look at Mike Vorak, certainly not afraid to go and mix it up. Coming off that shoulder injury, this is his first game back in 6.
Also the first pick in the 96 CHL import. And he is eligible for the NHL draft in 99.
And a chance now for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds to go on their first power play opportunity, as Serge Paillet will sit 2 minutes for roughing.
One of those penalties after the whistle. Get the skirmish here. We got the whistle. Everything should be said and done. Paillet comes in with that last shove there. Got away with the first one. Got busted on the second one here, and we'll see if Soo can capitalize this and tie the score.
Their power play has been 9 for 36 during that 10-game streak. Now, the one thing that the Kitchener Rangers also have going for them is the last time they played the Soo here in Kitchener was October 23rd, and these two teams skated to a 5-5 tie. So Brian Hayden hoping that he can get that result or perhaps get a win. But certainly, you know, in talking to him too, you talk about the pressure on him in a town that expects winning hockey. But this surprisingly seemed pretty upbeat when you and I had a conversation with him.
Well, the key things for him and any coach is having your players compete. And for the most part, they have competed, and it's been that honest effort. He mentioned that most times they aren't cheating, trying to take the easy way out. And when you do that for a coach, usually good things will happen. And they've lost some key games by 1 or 2 goals. And as long as the effort's there, it's hard to fault your team.
1 minute and 20 seconds to go in the power play for the Soo Greyhounds. Find themselves down 1-0 here. Trying to keep a 10-game winning streak alive. Check. Trying to get it out. Bumps with Gaelic. Kept in by the Greyhounds. Here is Kavanaugh. Finish. Back to Martin Gaelic. Back up top to Chad Spur. Winds. Fires. Low shot on net. Loose puck. Ends up behind the net. Rangers trying to get it out. Pacero will keep it in for the Greyhounds. Kavanaugh trying to get it out in front. Can't do it. Chance for the Rangers to clear it, and they do. They'll make changes as Spur puts it up to Tim Safiris. Safiris winds, fires, long shot over top of the net. Spur gets there first to keep it in for the Greyhounds. Cleared. Pacero keeps it in. Vasicek will spin. Got some room. Vasicek hanging onto it. One-timer by Pacero. Low shot. Kicked aside by Mike Gorman. That one ends up in the stands. Look at Mr. Pacero. Certainly, you know, the first time I talked to him before our first telecast in Guelph, nervous, you know, kind of staying within himself, one game at a time. This time we talked to him, and yeah, he had a little bit more to say, a little bit more confident.
Kevin, that one thing that you're talking about, that one element that could make or break a player is that confidence level. Certainly his confidence has gone up, as this guy's has, Ryan Jardine. And when you got creative players on the ice like that, you tend to feed off of each other.
Pacero's certainly the go-to guy on the power play.
Shooting the puck every chance he gets.
Millen down low. Right out in front. They score! Tic-tac-toe as Ryan Jardine sets up Chad Spur, and this game is tied at 1.
Chad Spur wasting no time in the slot, letting that shot go.
Nice feed from Ryan Jardine.
Just a great job here, moving the puck right around the box and finding the seam right in the middle. Chad Spur finding open ice in the middle.
And finding his 10th goal of the season.
He looked like Brett Hull.
Wasted no time getting that puck upstairs.
Finding that open ice and one-timing that shot. And Ryan Jardine again setting up the play.
Well, you talk about playing with confidence. Nick is a great example of how this team, the Greyhounds, so calm, so under control with the man advantage. And they have tied it up. 10th goal for Chad Spur. Assist to Ryan Jardine. 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the first period. See what it does for the Kitchener Rangers as they have seen their lead slip away. Here's Osborne moving in, trying to muscle his way in. Can't do it. Valentin will keep it in though. Shot on net. That one deflected wide as Osborne was on the doorstep. Ryan Healy in there as well. The Rangers trying to get it out and do. Nick Jones, number 2. Check. Trying to get by Jones. Jones takes him into the boards. Wilchuk to Paul Valentine. Valentine, long pass for Ryan Healy. He's got Nick Jones with him. Here's Healy. Over to Jones. Here he's Osborne trying to get it loose. Shot on net. He's hauled down. Rangers trying to get it out. Checked in. Wilchuk fires it on net. Bouncing puck. Jones is there. Greyhounds starting to play with a little more jump right now. Could be bad news for the Rangers. Good cycle going on here. Back up top, Valentin. Down low, Osborne has it. Couldn't get a shot away. Nick Jones, though. Good forechecking by the Greyhounds as they keep the pressure on. Puck comes loose. Check trying to get it out, and does to Travis Elizabeth.
Good hard-working shift by the Osborne line. We talked about earlier in the show, depth and being able to play 4 lines.
That's exactly what this coaching staff has decided to do with the Greyhounds. So far, so good. And themselves 3 games above the 500 mark. Started this streak a game below the 500 mark. Here's held now, moving in. Tough angle shot. Loose at the side of the net, and Flick hangs on to it. A 1-1 tie from Kitchener as the Greyhounds and the Rangers.
On November 20th, the 4th annual Teddy Bear event, Kevin, 3,896 teddy bears were thrown on the ice, defeating the old record of 2,100 in '97.
There's one of them.
And I can recall a few teddy bears thrown at me, Kevin. It had nothing to do with charity, but I think the way I played.
Somebody had some bricks in those teddy bears. That's all going to charity. It's something they do every year, and the first time a Kitchener Ranger scores a goal, the teddy bears come out, they're collected and distributed for kids at a Happy Christmas that normally wouldn't do that. So it's a great little thing they do here in Kitchener, and it's a lot of fun, except for the guys that got to clean it up, man. They had so many garbage bags out there. To look at Dan Mortier, the captain of the Kitchener Rangers. Got to be tough on a guy like this trying to lead this club, knowing that not every game was a blowout, but still your team has only won 1 in its last 11. It's got to start wearing you down a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but again, as a captain of the team, you take it upon your responsibility to tell the boys to weather the storm, take a look at the season. Not even December yet, and no real reason to press any panic buttons yet.
From the face-off, here's Millen with a shot. Puck wasn't sitting down. That one goes wide. 5:47 to go here in the first period. Tied at 1. Rangers getting it out. Rourke, long pass. Intended for Milanovic. Ends up behind the net. Trying to get it out. Turnover there. Here's Ryan Held with a chance. Backhand shot. Didn't get much on it. Sends it into the corner. Brown. This Smith. Held keeps it in. It's now with the captain, Millen. Long pass intended for Corey Pecker. Too far for him. Bouncing puck. Milanovic cut off before he can get to it, and Bill Brown will try and get it out. Can't do it. Long shot. That one wide. Rourke will keep it in for the Rangers. Corey Pecker out there with Leon Smith. Here is Smith, and that one offside. With 4:57 to go here in the first period. We'll take a break, but we're coming back to Kitchener on our CHL Sunday night. And there's a look at a Soo Greyhound bench that is playing very, very confidently. 10 wins in a row. Right now they find themselves a 1-1 tie One of the big reasons for their success has been the play of number 5, Dan Pacero, the leading goal getter and point scorer on this Soo Greyhounds team. It's Chad Spur who got the goal, though, that tied this thing up on the power play. That's where we are, 1-1 with 4:53 to go here in the first. Shot from the point, doesn't make it through. Loose in front, there's a chance, saved by Flick. A good chance there by Serge Paye.
Jason Flick's best save of the game so far.
Serge Paye, third in the Kitchener points department. Jason Flick, veteran goaltender, acquired from the Windsor Spitfires. They'll back up their number 1 guy, Jake Mccracken. Mccracken carrying much of the load. Jason Flick is here undefeated in his first 4 starts as a member of the Soo Greyhounds. Valentine moves it behind the net. Here trying to get it out. Can't do it. Will Brown will keep it in. Bouncing puck ends up behind the net. Nick Robinson trying to get it out. Good chance. Finally the Rangers will. Here they come. Here is Serge Paye trying to get around the defense, and he takes a big hit from Millen.
That's what you call standing up at the blue line there.
Penalty coming up.
You just got to try to keep your elbows down when you do it.
Here's another chance for the Kitchener Rangers. They are set to go on their second power play. Moving in. Ryan Held, he's knocked down.
Ooh. Brown hitting him from behind. We'll have to see if they'll nail Brown with the check from behind, or will it just be Millen?
Certainly, Coach Cameron said he wanted to have his team play 5-on-5, but that not going to go unpunished.
Paye trying to pick up the puck, a little behind him there, and
Rob
Millen catching him with his head down a little bit, but
that was the initial penalty. And then there was some rough stuff in the Soo end, but it looks like that is going to be the only call. So for the second time in the first period, the Kitchener Rangers will go on the power play. They have outshot their opponents 13-8 to this point. Jason Flick on Serge Paye.
Big rebound waiting, and a quick right leg.
Flick will be tested again here. He's had the majority of the shots so far. From the face-offs, will shot. Picks it up, there's it, can't get it out. Here's a chance now, back the other way. Here is Kavanaugh, he stops, nice pass to Chad Spur, shot! Oh, and he missed the top corner. And a great feed by Chad Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh did everything right there, including a behind-the-back pass.
Almost a shorthanded goal for the Greyhounds.
Would have been one for the highlight reel, Kevin, if Chad Spur could have finished it off.
Robinson waits. Down low to Millen. Robinson cross ice. Shot through a crowd, and Jason Flick makes the save, and this one ends up in the crowd off the stick. Salatieri let it go.
Kitchener Rangers doing a good job of getting the puck back to the point and getting quick shots. Here we see a poor clearing attempt. There we got Kavanaugh setting up Spur.
Spur already has the goal for the Greyhounds, looking for his second. Wanted to go upstairs, but just missed the target. Well, Coach Cameron talked about this team getting on television. He's trying to get to the highlight reel, and Chad Kavanaugh will sit it right there. 1:17 to go, and the man advantage for the Kitchener Rangers. On the net. Out of it. Battling it. Here's Paye. Against Pacero. Back up top it goes. Over to Allan Rourke. Down low. Fortier back to Rourke. He waits. Puck is on end. Fires it through. Doing a crazy angle. Keep it out. Here's Paye. Number 7 for Kitchener. Milanovic behind the net. Takes a bump from Pacero. Back to Paye. Shot from a tough angle. Flick makes the save. Pecker trying to get it out in time. Here's a chance now for Corey Pecker. Pecker moving in. Stops. Couldn't get a shot away as his line mates were off on a line change. He was all by himself.
Soo certainly a dangerous team, even shorthanded.
30 seconds to go in the man advantage, and a couple of shorthanded chances for the Soo Greyhounds. 10-game winning streak for the Soo Greyhounds, and this is how they did it. Not a bad, almost a 2-to-1 ratio. Jake Mccracken, the workhorse during that streak.
Jake Mccracken, as we mentioned earlier, getting the night off, and for good reason. 7 wins during the streak. Also a welcomed addition to this hockey club, Jason Flick from the Windsor Spitfires, providing much needed experience, especially in those playoff drives.
That's offside as the Rangers trying to come across the line with 18 seconds to go in the man advantage.
We'll talk about that 10-game winning streak. Certainly is a total team effort. Not just great goaltending by this man, but you talk about 4 lines, great depth, and at times it's been different lines that have dominated games.
Good little piece of revenge. Our first game on CHL Sunday night was the Soo Greyhounds in Guelph. Well, last Thursday, this Soo Greyhound team went into Guelph and won it 4-2. So against the defending OHL champions, a little measure of revenge as they lost that game that we did back in October. In fact, the only team that has beaten the Soo Greyhounds in the month of November is the Guelph Storm. That was way back on November the 1st. Just over a minute to go now as the penalty to Mulek is over. And the Rangers 0 for 2 with the man advantage. Moving around the boards. Cleared but not out, given away. There's a chance for Gaelic. Moving in to the side of the net, less than a minute to go in the period. Gaelic trying to get a shot away, and he almost got it to Bennett. Josh Bennett keeping it in. Vasicek behind the net. Loses it. Gaelic is there first, though. Back to Danny Pacero. Pacero winds, fires. And that one tipped wide. Brown will try and keep it in, can't do it. Now here's a chance for the Rangers. There's it right out in front, and a diving attempt there by Gaelic. But one of the Rangers is down, and that is Brandon Burleigh, and he is still down.
Pacero caught him with his head down as Burleigh made a tremendous play to get the puck over. Caught him with the hip, but Burleigh made a great play to get the puck to Ryan Held, and that's what you call paying the price.
Looks like he caught him with his arm, and his could be a shoulder problem. As we mentioned, the trainer Dan Lebold is out there to attend to him. There's a look at the coach Brian Hayden looking on, and his assistant coach Jeff Snyder.
I'm sure Brian Hayden's looking on with great concern.
Just what this team doesn't need as they've been struck by injuries.
There's another angle of it. More the hip than anything.
On the shoulder, and you wonder about shoulder separation. You see a hit like that. And Brandon Burleigh is the injured Kitchener Ranger. And talking about injuries, one of their big guns on the line, the New York Ranger draft pick, Wes Jarvis, is out. Barry Graham is out. Jody Diassi is hurt as Burleigh gets to his feet and gets a nice hand from the crowd. We'll come back to Kitchener. 1-1 is the score. CHL Sunday night. Welcome back to Kitchener, and the concern on the Kitchener Ranger bench is one of their players is in the dressing room. Brandon Burleigh will keep you updated on his condition. Just 30 seconds to go here in the first period, and the Rangers have hung tough against a red-hot Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound team, the 11th ranked team in the country. 1-1 is the score.
29 seconds to go in the period here. Ryan Hayden looks like he'll be going into the first intermission with a 1-1 tie, and under the circumstances, Kevin certainly couldn't ask for anything more from his Kitchener Rangers.
There's one of the new guys on the team, Mike Laceby, 6th-round pick of the Red Wings in '97. He and the rest of the Rangers doing a good job, as we mentioned here in the first period, out shooting the Greyhounds 2-1 in 16-8. The shots on goal to this point. There's 28 seconds to go in the first period. Leon Smith trying to get it out. Vorak is there. Keeping an eye on him. Mike Vorak trying to get it loose. Bill Brown will take it. For the Hounds, out to Chad Kavanaugh. He's had a good first period. Ryan Jardine trying to flip from the puck. That was cut off. by Vorak. Time winding down here in the first period. And a good one for the Kitchener Rangers, as they skate through 20 minutes against one of the hottest teams in the Ontario Hockey League. And it's 1-1 after the first period. We'll come back to Kitchener with our first intermission. It's CHL Sunday night.
Around the CHL. Brought to you by Bauer.
Darren, Millard, and Greg Millen at CHL Control get you back to Kitchener for the second period between the Greyhounds and the Rangers in just a moment. First, we tidy up some league news from around the CHL, starting with the Players of the Week. And Dylan Yorey breaks the Kamloops domination. Tri-City American, 5 goals, 7 assists in 4 games. At the opposite end, it's great goaltending. Ty Garner from the OHL's Oshawa Generals, his save percentage up over .940. And hey, you know what? James Desmarais can't win the award in the QMJHL every week, so we give it to his line mate, Mike Ribeiro. 11 points in 4 games. I'd say it's pretty good. One of the biggest stories to hit the Canadian Hockey League has come to an end. The Jeff Kugel saga is over. Slapped with a lifetime ban by the Ontario Hockey League for coming off the bench to sucker punch a member of the Owen Sound Platers, Windsor Spitfire forward Jeff Kugel went before the OHL Board of Governors and apologized. His appeal struck a chord with Commissioner David Branch, who relented by allowing Kugel to apply for reinstatement after the season.
You know, I've got a lot of publicity with the whole thing. It's gonna hurt a bit, you know. A lot of teams aren't gonna be able to see me in my second year in the OHL, but I guess wherever I play, you know, if they're interested, and they'll come watch. So, you know, I got 2 more years left, and all I can do is hope for the best. You know, if it's drafting or invite to camp, wherever, you know. Hopefully, pro teams will see me that you know, have more ability than a lot of people say, and you know, see what happens from there.
He clearly was remorseful. He clearly accepted that and acknowledged what he had done was improper, incorrect.
You try to send a very stiff message right there. David Branch relents a little bit. What do you think?
Well, if Kugel is allowed to play next year, I'm a little bit disappointed. I really feel that the lawyers got involved in this, and I am so sick of lawyers getting involved in sports. I think the first decision was the right one, and that's completely banning Kugel from the CHL. And let's face it, you know, Kugel does have some other options if he can't play hockey in the CHL. There are other areas where he can explore to still play. So that argument to me was a little bit weak.
Right.
And again, I just don't applaud what Kugel did whatsoever. And I hope the league sticks to its guns even next year.
Jeff Kugel essentially gets the season. In comparison, in the NHL, Matt Johnson received 12 games for pretty much the same thing. Stay tuned for Around the CHL. Following the second period, updates on 2 lengthy unbeaten streaks in the CHL, one from the West, the other from the QMJHL. Second period action coming up next, right after a Sports Central update with Darren Drager.
Around the CHL has been brought to you by Bauer. Leave an impression.
To a great start. Looks like things were going well. Just 2:26 in, and then Chance Spur on that power play goals. We mentioned Mike Gorman didn't have much of a chance. Great start for Ryan Jardine. Face-offs, one Kitchener dominating there as well as the shots on goal, 16-8. So we talk about the script and how things should have gone, and then of course the Kitchener Rangers come out and they looked like they were the ones that were on a 10-game winning streak in that first period.
Yeah, great period by the Kitchener Rangers. One that established that, hey, this isn't going to be as easy as you think it is. And when you see efforts such as Murley and taking a hit to make a play, if that doesn't inspire the rest of the Kitchener Rangers bench, then nothing will.
Well, I guess the key for them, too, they have 2 power play opportunities. They've got to start capitalizing on the special teams.
Special teams might enable Kitchener to come out with a win tonight. Obviously, a key face-off on Rourke's goal, getting the puck back to the point. Inevitably, it'll be possibly a power play goal that might determine this game today.
So good. So far, so good for the Kitchener Rangers. After 20 minutes, they are tied with the Soo Greyhounds, the number 11 ranked team in the country. We're coming back to Kitchener with more right after this. Welcome back. 1-1 at the end of the first intermission, and Mike Gorman, the goaltender for the Kitchener Rangers. Hey, Mike, not a bad first period against a red-hot Sault Ste. Marie team.
Yeah, we had to come back from a loss last night, so it feels good to get tie 1-1.
Now, you guys came in here late. You lost in Erie, but it looks like you had the jump in that first period.
Yeah, we got down last night, but we feel regrouped, and we can do it today. So.
What about you? Not too much work, 8 shots, and it didn't look like you had much of a chance on that goal.
Well, the defense is playing really well last night. You know, there's little breakdowns here and there, but no, the defense is playing really well. So.
All right, Mike, congratulations and good luck in the rest of the game and the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Time now to take a look at our first period statistics, brought to you by Coho, makers of the 2280 skate designed with Coho's unique ankle fit system. And the Kitchener Rangers, Kip got off to a great start. Looks like things were going well, just 2:26 in. And then Chad Spur on that power play goal. As we mentioned, Mike Gorman didn't have much of a chance. Great start for Ryan Jardine. Face-offs, one Kitchener dominating there as well as the shots on goal, 16-8. So we talk about the script and how things should have gone, and then of course the Kitchener Rangers come out and they looked like they were the ones that were on a 10-game winning streak in that first period.
Yeah, great period by the Kitchener Rangers, one that established that, hey, this isn't going to be as easy as you think it is. And when you see efforts such as Murley and taking a hit to make a play, if that doesn't inspire the rest of the Kitchener Rangers bench, then nothing will.
Well, I guess the key for them, too, they have 2 power play opportunities. They've got to start capitalizing on the special teams.
Special teams might enable Kitchener to come out with a win tonight. Obviously, a key face-off on Rourke's goal, getting the puck back to the point. Inevitably, it'll be possibly a power play goal that might determine this game today.
So good. So far, so good for the Kitchener Rangers. After 20 minutes, they are tied with the Soo Greyhounds, the number 11 ranked team in the country. We're coming back to Kitchener with more right after this. Time now for the first period. Play of the period brought to you by AutoPro Mechanical and Collision, the largest network of automotive professionals. It came on the one and only power play for the Soo Greyhounds. They moved the puck around extremely well. Ryan Jardine in the corner spots Chad Spur out front. He made no mistake. And that is our play of the period. We're coming back to Kitchener on CHL Sunday night. Stick around.
CHL Sunday night on CTV Sportsnet. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, still the right place. By Chrysler, a proud sponsor of Major Junior Hockey.
Welcome back, everyone, to Kitchener's Memorial Auditorium, where the fans are keeping the faith and they're enjoying what they're seeing so far as their team taking on one of the hottest teams in the country, the Soo Greyhounds, tied at 1 after 1. Rangers out shooting the Greyhounds 16-8 in that first period. Coach Hayden certainly, Nick, has to be happy with what he's seen so far in that first period.
Kevin, after that period, I think both teams went into the dressing room feeling not bad about their efforts. And that's why we have a 1-1 tie, but eventually someone's going to break down and make a few mistakes.
That could be one of them.
That's right. See who it is.
Good hustle there results in a goal. The light is on, and the Soo Greyhounds have the lead.
Just a question whether the whistle blew or not, and it looks like it's going to stand for a goal.
They were going to touch it up for icing, but hustle by the Greyhounds resulted in a goal as they banged away and finally pushed it past Mike Gorman.
Just beaten to the pecker using his speed. Beat the defender on the icing and got it out to Cleon Smith, we believe. Take another look at it. Pecker in. Jardine with a shot. And Smith crashing the net. We talked about making mistakes, and sure enough, there was one there.
Just 8 seconds into the second period, Cleon Smith gets his second of the year. And the Greyhounds have a 2-1 lead. And that could be a big one for a team that is suffering like the Kitchener Rangers, having just one win in their last 11 outings. More hustle this time as they get the icing waved off, but couldn't get the goal. Cleon Smith makes it 2-1. And I guess those kind of things happen to you when you're on a roll. Here's a chance now the other way. The side is Asda getting hard to the boards after taking that shot. That one crossed 2 lines. That's the kind of things that happen when you're playing with confidence. Corey Pecker using his speed, out hustling the defense, and then making good things happen, creating those chances, and getting the second goal of the hockey game. Give his team the lead early here in the second period.
Certainly making this man happy. Dave Cameron, who wanted us to pass on a message to his boys back home, Connor and Ben, telling them to keep cheering them on during this winning streak, and talked about Corey Pecker and the speed that he brings to that club. Efforts like that, there's no wonder why this team's on a 10-game winning streak. He just flat out beat him to the puck.
Kavanaugh walling, he fires. That one went off his stick. Flick puts it behind the net. Certainly winning makes the long bus trips that this Soo Greyhound team has to endure a lot easier. They leave tonight. It'll take them 8 hours to get back to the Soo from Kitchener. There's a shot that whistles off the glass.
And Pacero letting one whistle.
Time to check out now our plus minus, brought to you by Auto Pro. And take a look at the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, as you expect. A team
watching him closely as well, Kevin, and seeing how he progresses, because he's a big guy that skates well.
Chance now, Spilchuk keeping it in. Back the other way comes Mike Elizabeth. Pass for Richard Kasdan. Has it in the corner, takes a hit from Valentine. Carries on, back to Elizabeth. Back up top. Rangers on net. Save there by Mike Gorman. Flick holds onto it.
One thing Kitchener Rangers continue to do well, Kevin, is get the puck back to the blue line and get some traffic in front of Flick. And they got great success early in the first period with a goal by Allan Rourke.
17:37 to go here in the second period. Look at the Kitchener Rangers. Little down, 38 seconds into the second period. And Cleon Smith gets the goal that puts the Rangers down 1. Cleon Smith trying to get it out, can't do it. Rangers will keep it in. Waits for the puck, 16-man out.
Time, please, time!
Smith trying to get it out, can't do it. Again, Allan Rourke keeps it in. There's a shot, that one's blocked. Here's a chance now for Cleon Smith once again. He's up there with Ryan Jardine. Here's Jardine moving in. Jardine trying to center it out in front. And a penalty coming up. And the Soo Greyhounds are going to go on the power play.
Cleon Smith again in the thick of things.
Allan Rourke heading to the box for 2 minutes for hooking.
Good job by Cleon Smith. Keeping his feet moving. Never let up once.
Second power play opportunity for the Greyhounds, and here's how it happened
here. He's got good position on Allan Rourke here, and forces him to get the stick up in the midsection.
Rourke is out for 2. The first time the Greyhounds went on the man advantage in the first period, they scored. And it was Chad Spur who got the goal.
Now we got Soo Greyhounds on the power play again, and getting their first goal on the power play. This is a team that struggled on the power play as well, 14th out of 20th in the OHL, but nothing builds team's confidence more than getting a power play goal like we did in the first period.
Here's Kavanaugh there with Vasicek down low. Here's Chad Spur. Spur setting up behind the net. Spur trying to get it out in front to Tim Safiris. Can't do it. Now he has it again. Spur, cross size. That one hit Bertram. Kept in by the Greyhound. Vasicek waits. Pacero, one-time shot. That one hit bodies. Banned on by Paye, and gets it back though as it goes off his skate. And the Greyhounds chase back into their own zone. Here's Dan Pacero. 121 to go. The man advantage for the Greyhounds. Burleigh. Good job as Hayden shoots it in for the Rangers. Pacero forced back into his zone. Here he comes, Dan Pacero, the leading point getter on the Soo Greyhounds. Pacero moving in, loses it. Check trying to get it out, can't do it. Here is Spur. Being watched closely. Down behind the net, Kypreos is out in front. Spur still has it. Finally loses it. Cleared but not out. Back up top to Dan Pacero. Pacero down low to Chad Spur. Here's Spur behind the net. Josef Vasicek. Down low it goes again. The Greyhounds with control, but not getting any good scoring opportunities. Burleigh wraps it around the boards and out. Just 28 seconds to go. The man advantage for the Soo Greyhounds. Pacero continuing to log that ice time. Long pass for Gillick, too far for him. Race for the puck. And that is icing as Jardine complains. But this one is coming out. And talk about Danny Pacero and what a year he is having. This guy is getting it done from the blue line for the Hounds.
Certainly, you can see why. He's got a great shot. Guy that quarterbacks the power play. And always a threat when he's on the ice, Kevin.
Third-year man, 23 points, I believe, in his first 2 years. Really exploded here in this third year, playing with a lot more confidence. Coach saying that Jason Jackman, big star in this Soo Greyhound team last year, was the guy that everybody kind of went to, and Pacero really kind of playing in his shadow, but now has emerged.
And really welcomed it as well. Again, great attitude coming into training camp. Came in great shape. And really said to Coach Cameron, hey, my ball, I want it. Let me run with it. And he's done just that.
Power play is over for the Hounds as Rourke steps back on the ice. So the Rangers weather the storm as this puck is flicked off the stick of Ryan Jardine and into the crowd for a souvenir. 2-1 is the score in favor of the Sioux. We're coming back to Kitchener on CHL Sunday night. Welcome back, everyone, to Kitchener, way up here in the broadcast booth. And it's our pleasure to be joined by Jamie McDonald, the GM and the Director of Hockey Operations for this Kitchener Rangers team. And Jamie, I guess it would be better to be talking to you under a little bit better circumstances. The team has had a rough go of late.
Yeah, the month of November has not been great to the Kitchener Rangers for a variety of reasons. However, hopefully we can pick up a win here tonight.
Now, injuries have been a problem. We talked about Wes Jarvis saying you recently had another guy go down in this game, Brandon Murley. Can you update us on what happened to him?
I didn't have a chance to speak to our trainer, Dan Lebo, between periods. It looked like a shoulder injury, judging from the way he reached for the puck, but we'll have to wait and get the assessment after the game.
Now, what is a team that in Kitchener, obviously, they're used to success. You guys won the Memorial Cup in the early 80s. What kind of effect is this having on the community to see this team struggle like this?
Well, I don't think it's been real fun for them. We, as you say, this is a great hockey town with great fan support. To this point, they've been very patient with us, but you know, I think that we're going to have to turn this around in a hurry to maintain that enthusiasm.
Anything you can think of in particular to try? I mean, the team has been close. I mean, last night the game in Erie wasn't great, but you see tonight and the other games in this losing skid that you guys have hung in, and you've not been exactly blown out every night.
No, we had 6 one-goal games during this month of November, and certainly we've had an opportunity to win some of those hockey games, but we've got to get everybody back healthy, and I think we need to add a little bit in terms of physical presence up front if we're gonna turn the corner.
Jamie, you've made a couple of trades in the last week and a half. Tell us about your acquisitions, and can we expect perhaps even more?
Well, I think that it's safe to say that there may be a few more trades in the near future. We did acquire Mike Laceby from Toronto St. Mike's. Mike was out for for a while with a knee injury, 7th-round pick from with the Detroit Red Wings. We think he's going to add some offensive punch for us, and we also think that he's a good potential candidate to be an overage player for us next year. He's a real good leader in the dressing room.
Well, Jamie, we appreciate you stopping by the booth, and let's hope that the Rangers can turn this around and perhaps battle for a playoff spot.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jamie McDonald is the general manager and director of hockey operations for the Kitchener Rangers. His team down 2-1 here in the second period with 13:17 to go. Lay a light shot. The Soo Greyhounds to this point, though, 17-11. Vasicek to Bennett. Back into the Sioux zone. Bill Brown shooting it in. Gaelic first to the puck, centers it out in front. Loose in front. The Greyhounds almost looking for goal number 3. Brown with a shot right on net. Gorman makes the save. Centered out in front. Vasicek is there, but he couldn't get the puck to settle down. Kept in, bouncing puck. Martin Gaelic. Centered out in front again. Up to the top. Brown with a shot. That one hit bodies. Didn't make it through. Laceby will finally get it out and down the ice to relieve the pressure, but the Soo Greyhounds starting to come on here in this second period. 2-1 is the score with 12:26 to go in the second period on CHL Sunday night. Well, a rich tradition of hockey here in Kitchener, and Kip, here's a couple of guys that had some pretty good careers in the NHL.
Where'd they cut their hair? That's what I want to know.
Bill Barber and, of course, Larry Robinson, Big Bird, honored here at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Certainly two players that have meant a lot to hockey, especially rich tradition here in Kitchener. 1970. What college did you graduate that year, Kevin?
That's right.
I wasn't born then, so maybe.
Wait a minute.
Tell me about it.
Speaking of the Kitchener Ranger alumni, who drafted you, Nick? None other than the Kitchener Rangers.
Yes, in '83 I was drafted by the Kitchener Rangers. Dave Latta in the first round, Sean Byrne the second, and I was the 3rd pick in the 4th round in '83. Barely had a cup of coffee here before they moved me up to North Bay, where, of course, you know my story.
Oh, I'll tell you the rest of history. Interesting, too, that you also had some of your best nights as a junior right in this building against the Kitchener Rangers.
Certainly found a way to score a lot of goals in this building, and I did in '85, the year I scored 62 goals.
Lucy Bryant, speaking of goals, here's the Kitchener Rangers back in this game, and it is Serge Paillet
on the rebound,
bouncing it home. And it is a 2-2 hockey game.
And again, Kevin, the Rangers doing a great job of getting the puck to the net and creating all types of traffic.
Bouncing puck where Serge Paillet makes no mistake.
Good instinct by Paillet here to find a seam, be in a position, and I do believe he batted that puck out of the air.
His 10th goal of the season has brought his team back into a 2-2 tie.
Talking to some of the fans before the game, one of them said, as Serge Paillet goes, so do the Kitchener Rangers, and certainly a big goal here. Got ourselves a hockey game.
Third leading scorer on this Kitchener Ranger team now has 19 points, and it's 2-2. As the Rangers hanging tough with one of the hottest teams in the Canadian Hockey League, the Soo Greyhounds came in here on a 10-game winning streak. Ryan Held out for Brandon Burleigh. That's Ryan Milanovic. Burleigh, of course, the player that went down in the first period, waiting to see exactly what his condition is. You look at a little bit of a punch up, and there is Jason Flick. Bouncing puck in front of him, and Paillet picked it out of the air, as you mentioned, Kip, and got it by him.
Certainly one of those plays where he might have second-guessed himself and might have been a little more aggressive, but nevertheless,
more CHL hockey coming your way next Sunday night on CTV Sportsnet. Val-d'Or at Quebec. And Quebec is leading Halifax in a battle of the two of the top teams in the country. They are winning that game right now. Quebec, the number 4 ranked team in the nation, against the Halifax Mooseheads 3-1 in the second period. So next Sunday you get a chance to see the Ramparts, the 6th, at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific start time. Right here we've got a 2-2 tie with 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the second period. Puck is loose. Gaelic trying to get it back up top. Right out in front. Bennett with a chance, and it was cleared away nicely there by Rick Bertrand. Rangers out shooting the Greyhounds 20-13 to this point. Here's a Vasicek with a shot, and that one is high and wide. Kept in by Bill Brown. Down behind to Josh Bennett. He gets knocked off there by Alonzillo. Job of keeping it in for the Greyhounds. Gaelic spinning, trying to get away from his check. Does, but now the Rangers will get it out and down the ice. Looking up there is Rob Ulick, the captain of the Greyhounds. Josef Vasicek. Down the boards. The Gaelic. He gets knocked down. Rangers making changes. Will keep it in.
Rangers doing a good job taking the body.
Brown finally shoots it out and down the ice and back to touch it up. It will be checked for the Rangers. And it's icing. Coming up this Tuesday, we've got our NHL Tuesday night lineup, and there's all the guys, including Nick Kypreos, as the New Jersey Devils travel to the U.S. Capitol to take on the Washington Capitals. That's a 7 o'clock Eastern start time right here on Sportsnet.
And the New Jersey Devils, the big win over Colorado, certainly have their act together.
There is a look at Serge Paillet, the guy that has got this game all tied up at 2. His 10th goal of the season. We're all even. The Rangers opened the scoring in the first. Soo Greyhounds scored in the second period with 38 seconds in to take the lead, but the Rangers have come back to even things up. Here's a chance now for Chad Spur. Back to Dan Pacero. He will keep it in. Down low to Nick Jones. Puck eludes him, but it's Kavanaugh out in front. That one bounced over the stick of Jones, and Serge Paillet comes away with it for the Kitchener Rangers. Here is Paillet moving in. Paillet trying to get around the fence. Nice move. Over. Oh, loose in front. Another chance. Oh, what a great opportunity set up by Serge Paillet as he gave the puck to Michael Vorak, who just couldn't finish.
Great effort by Serge Paillet.
Down the ice it goes, and that'll be touched up. A great chance for the Rangers. Serge Paillet getting his team close. CHL Sunday night.
Serge Paillet, the great effort. Well-rested shift. Here he eludes Nick Jones. And watch these wheels here. Feet never stop. Jake Gibson, how do you do?
There's the game story. The power play so important, and the Greyhounds capitalizing in the first period. But some of the big guns, Spur and Paillet, doing their job. And that's where we stand right now. 2-2 with 8 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the second period. Kevin Quinn along with Nick Kypreos. Here's a chance for Osborne, and that hit Ryan Jardine. Here they come again. Here is Osborne, 3 of them. Here's Jardine. He's got Becker out in front. Osborne knocked down. That gets a rise from the crowd.
Ryan Milanovic with a huge hit.
Kitchener Rangers, tired hockey club, 3rd game in a row, 7th game in 10 nights. But showing no signs of slowing down here as they have fallen behind here early in the second period, but have come back and have matched them. Icing the call. They have outshot the Greyhounds 22-15 to this point.
Get a good look here at Ryan Milanovic. This kid's 6'2", 216. 6th-round draft choice from Boston Bruins, and he is one hard hitter. This whole time, Osborne right down the pipe, and don't you think twice about coming in the middle on me, boy. And Ryan also wearing the 8 tonight. I'm sure Ryan Hayden likes the fact that this kid is step up, take the body like that on a consistent basis. Certainly helps his hockey club.
Face off in the Kitchener zone. Vasicek out there to draw for the Greyhounds. Shot on net. That one goes wide. Kept in. Here's a chance for Vasicek again. Centering it out in front. Comes back. Josef with a shot right on. Save. Vasicek with a chance. Turned around and couldn't get it past Mike Gorman. Vasicek, number 23. We get a whistle and a couple of good scoring opportunities turned away by this guy, Mike Gorman.
Early in the game, we talked about Gorman and being able to hold the fort against this hot Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound team. And here Vasicek does a 360, and it's pretty tough for a guy 6'4" to do a 360 in tight. But Vasicek certainly shown a lot of skill, a lot of power and finesse. Guy that plays in all situations.
Out there to take the draw against Serge Paillet. Vasicek winning the draw. The big guy muscling Paillet off the puck.
Still out there. Always seems to be around the puck.
Here's Josh Bennett. Takes the bump. Paillet trying to get it out. Out to center ice and down, and that will chase back Rob Mulek, captain for the Greyhounds. He shoots it down the ice, and this will be icing. And Allan Rourke touches it. With 7:08 to go here in the second period, we're all tied up at 2 apiece.
Get a good look here at Allan Rourke. Also Vasicek.
He's part of that rookie scoring that includes the sensation out of Toronto, Sheldon Keefe, who was just lighting it up in his first year. But then we talked about Mr. Spezza, 15-year-old Jason playing with Brampton. We saw him play, and we've also seen Vasicek play now for our 3rd time, and this guy is the real deal.
Certainly a nice court. Rookie players to be involved in for the OHL, and when it comes to voting, it might be a difficult decision, Kevin.
7 minutes to go.
Rookie of the year.
Absolutely, and that one is offside as Ryan Healy gets caught in the Kitchener zone. There's the captain, Rob Mulek, prospect of the San Jose Sharks. And he's one of the guys that has been responsible for this 10-game winning streak. He has anchored the blue line for Coach Dave Cameron.
He's the type of guy that goes along quietly, and then at the end of the game played about 25-30 minutes in all situations for Coach Cameron.
Robinson avoids the check. Here's Leon Smith, one of the goals tonight for the Greyhounds. He gets it out and down the ice. Right through the crease. Hits! Loose puck in front. Once again, the Kitchener Rangers almost getting caught. Here is Healy now. Centering it out in front. Kept in. Gibson fires it around behind the net. Smith. He'll go the other way with it.
That's another icing that almost cost the Kitchener Rangers. It really has to be the responsibility of Gorman and the communication.
Milanovic. Long pass. Picked up there neatly by Ryan Held. He's spun out. Milanovic pitching in, and he couldn't get there fast enough, as that one is offside. Brandon Murley went off in the first period, and the prognosis is a sprained shoulder. So they've got some ice on it, but you could tell by the way he got hit by Dan Pacero that he was in some pain, and it was the shoulder area, and definitely a concern for Coach Brian Hayden, who doesn't need any more injuries to this point.
Certainly a great effort by Brandon Murley, as he knows he has Ryan Held driving to the net. And I can't say enough about a guy that takes one for the team, you know. And
sprained right shoulder as a result, so
certainly a loud message to the rest of his teammates that pay the price to win.
There's a team that has not won just one game in their last 11. Vorak coming back. Speaking of sore shoulders, here's a guy that is back after missing a bunch of games. He's their top gun, and he's back for the first time after a sore shoulder injury.
Certainly not the kind of trade the Kitchener Rangers wanted to make. The Vorak shoulder, the Murley shoulder, straight up. But unfortunate situations Kitchener Rangers, but one of those things where you just got to battle adversity, Kevin. Somewhere down the line, it really pays off for your club.
10 goals, 13 assists for Vorak to this point. Back in the Sioux zone. Paye in there for checking. We'll go with Vorak. Here is Paye coming out, trying to center it out in front. Park there is Fortier, the captain of the Rangers. Thierry trying to keep it in tight. Paye is there, and then finally gets out. Kavanaugh knocked down. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the second period. 2-2 hockey game from Kitchener. Thierry, long pass, too far. Paye picks it up. Paye trying to center it out in front. Can't do it. Chad Spur is there for the Greyhounds, and he'll start out. He loses it. Thierry sending it back in. Spur picks it up. He shoots it calmly down the ice. He'll head to the bench on a change. Vorak trying to set his man loose. He will. Centering pass. Looking for Pacero. Pacero takes a bump. Rangers out shooting the Greyhounds. And it's a 2-2 tie. 4:27 to go in the second period. Strilchuk waits, loses it. Here's a chance now for Lisbeth. In the corner, battling with Balanson. Carrying on is Richard Kasda. Back up top. Shot from the point, and that one didn't miss the target by much as Bertrand let it go. Rangers stepping it up here, and the crowd starting to respond. Centered out in front. And a tripping penalty coming up to the Kitchener Rangers, as Travis Elizabeth is the guy who is going to get flagged, and he will go off. And the Soo Greyhounds will go on their third power play opportunity of this hockey game. Scored in the first period. Not much doubt about this one, Kip.
One of those situations where I don't even think that, well, maybe he did. I was about to say one of those perhaps where you step on the stick and trip him, but Travis, I think, got busted big time there as he did get a good chunk of his ankle there. And certainly with a 2-2 score with less than 4 minutes to go in the second period, it can be one of those kills here that might be a little bit gut check time here. And
Dave Cameron's team 1 for 2 on the power play. 4 shots in all.
With a team on a 10-game winning streak, you certainly don't want to go into the third period down a goal. So this is a very key time for the Kitchener Rangers here on this kill.
So Paye out there to take the draw against Vasicek. And it is the Greyhounds in control, but it's knocked out. Bill Brown has to wait for his teammates to get onside. Then it's knocked down. Bennett will carry on, though. Cross ice. Right in front. Vasicek. Loose puck. Good chance there as the big guy was cutting for the net. Yes, makes the shot in low to Vasicek. Up top to Dan Pacero. Over to Bill Brown. He winds. Fires right on net. The big pad save there by Mike Gorman.
Talked about Mike Gorman being a key. This is a real test for him, and if he can keep his team in a situation where he doesn't give up a power play goal, then Kitchener's got to be feeling real good about this kill.
Just over 3 minutes to go in the second period. Just over a minute to go in the power play for the Greyhounds. There's Pacero. Josef Vasicek. Dan Pacero, number 5. Nice move to get around the defense. Still has it. Flicks the puck into the corner. Goes after it and gets it. Gillick behind the net. Gillick to Dan Pacero. Back up top. Chad Spur winds, fires. There's a shot and a save by Gorman. Cleared but not out as Pacero will keep it in for the Greyhounds. Into the corner it goes, and Martin Gillick is there. Got Safiris out in front. Vasicek moving in. Gillick still has it. Does a nice job of hanging on to the puck. Here he is, moving out in front. Down low to Vasicek, cross ice to Chad Spur, up to Dan Pacero as they move the puck around well, but it's all on the outside. Finally they get out of control and lose it.
Good job by the Kitchener Rangers, Kevin, keeping everything to the outside.
20 seconds to go, and the man advantage for the Soo Greyhounds. This game all tied up at 2. That's too far, and it's shot back in. Travis Elizabeth set to step back on the ice for the Rangers. On pass for Kavanaugh as Elizabeth steps on the ice. And this will be icing. So the Rangers weather the storm. It's 2-2 from Kitchener on CHL Sunday night.
Great job by the Kitchener Rangers on the penalty kill by Ryan Milanovic and this guy right here, Serge Payer. Although the majority of the penalty kill was in their end, unlike their first power play goal that they gave up in the first period, Kevin, kept everything to the outside. Nothing found its way into the slot. Big kill for the Kitchener Rangers.
2-2 is the score. Just over a minute 40 to go here in the second period. Payer with the goal that tied this game up at 2, his 10th of the season. He's out there now. It's Millen. Ryan Jardine comes up with it. Jardine, Kavanaugh, he chops it out. Before security, but Payer is there. Thursday shoots it in. Around the boards it goes. Ryan Jardine. Number 21 looses it to Serge Payer. Payer behind the net, trying to get away from Brown. Still has it. Payer centering it out in front. Millen calls down his man, and that was the captain hitting the deck. And the Kitchener Rangers will have a chance now with 1:07 to go here in the second period.
Take a look at Mulek shaking his head, didn't like the call as he goes off for holding. Here he is with the right arm up into the chest.
Holding is the call. And the third power play opportunity for the Kitchener Rangers. Cameron doesn't want to give one up here. You've seen the Kitchener Rangers playing with a lot of life, a very tired hockey team, their third game in a row, but you wouldn't know it by the way they're playing so far this evening.
Just a little more than a minute to go in the period. If the Kitchener Rangers don't get the job done here, they'll come into the third period with about 53 seconds to go in the power play. So one way or another, this is a good situation for the Kitchener Rangers, closing in on 40 minutes of play.
Ryan held out there to take the draw against Kavanaugh from the draw. Will Soo control it and get it down the ice? Back in pick it up is Vladislav Check. Less than a minute to go now in the second period. All tied up at 2 with a giveaway. And chance for fell down just before he could turn it into something. But he still has it now. Chance for working hard, short-handed. For back up top. Here is Wilczek. He'll get a shot on net.
Kitchener Rangers can't get complacent here because they know that the Soo Greyhounds, even short-handed, they've been a threat short-handed all game. And this situation is no exception.
Ryan Hell brings it in for Kitchener. Back to Check. He shoots it around back behind the boards. Pacero is there. Takes a bump. From Weirstead. 16 seconds to go. Check. Rich shot. Doesn't make it through. Off the glass. Cleared but not out. Vladislav Check doing a good job of keeping it in. Here is Weirstead out in front. And away with it is Chad Spur. Spur calmly just flips it down the ice. And that will do it for the second period. So the Kitchener Rangers will come back with 53 seconds to go in a power play before we start the third. 2-2 after 40 minutes on CHL Sunday night.
Around the CHL. Brought to you by Bauer.
20 minutes left at the auditorium. Kitchener Rangers up against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. Sault Ste. Marie looking for their 11th straight victory, which would sort of put them into contention for one of the longest undefeated streaks in the Canadian Hockey League this year. Quebec holding on to that honor right now, 23 and counting. Quebec up against Halifax tonight. Right behind them, the Kamloops Blazers, undefeated in the last 22. And what this does is it puts the Ramparts and the Blazers in contention for the longest undefeated streak in Canadian Hockey League history. That honor held by the Brandon Wheat Kings back in 1978. Prop, Allison, Derlego, Hanlon. You remember those names, don't you, Millen?
Jeez, I didn't know you were that old.
I grew up with that team. Those are my guys. But Kamloops and Quebec right in the running right now. One more victory by the Ramparts ties them for fourth longest all-time. Kamloops Blazers will not play again until December 4th. Now, we know Don Cherry has been fired as a head coach before, but this past week, Cherry pulled the trigger himself. a co-owner of the Mississauga Ice Dogs of the Ontario Hockey League, Don Cherry, decided to release his general manager and coach, Peter Sturgeon, ran practices for a couple of weeks, and then decided, oh, you know what, I don't really want to step back behind the bench myself once again. There's too many things going on in my life and too much money coming in. So he went out and he hired Jim Hulton, a good Kingston boy, as he likes to call it. And he sort of has the franchise in a new direction because Hulton went out and he tied his first game.
Yeah, and did real well. But Grapes, I mean, where did you get those pants, those sweatpants with the stripes and everything? Kind of go with a collar. But anyway, you know, one thing about this move, I mean, Don Cherry's been criticized for it, but I admire the fact that he is proactive and he did something about the way his team was playing. I don't think he liked the way they were playing in terms of the passion of the game. We all know that Don Cherry is a very passionate person. We know that for sure from Coach's Corner. And I think that, you know, instead of letting it linger all season long, I think the best thing to do is to just cut it right away and get it over with and get your guy in that you think might be able to turn things around a little bit, particularly when you have a young hockey club like they do in Mississauga.
Typical Don Cherry fashion, middle of the post-game interview, Peter Sturgeon's giving a quote after a 3-0 loss against Ottawa. Cherry barges in and says, the interview's over. We have to discuss something, and Peter Sturgeon was fired shortly after.
Well, I'm sure that if Don Cherry had his wishes, he'd probably do it a different way, but you know, he is a very emotional person. He makes decisions, and when he makes them, he goes for it. And that's exactly what you have to do in that kind of setting. It's like business. You're better off just to make the decision, carry on, and get your team playing a little bit better. And obviously, so far, they've been doing that.
20 minutes left. Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds looking for an 11th straight victory. All the action coming up from the auditorium. But in between, it's a Sports Central update with Darren Drager.
Around the CHL has been brought to you by Bauer. Leave an impression.
Welcome back after 40 minutes. It's a 2-2 hockey game. With me, the top gun of the Soo Greyhounds, Dan Pacero. And Dan, these guys don't look like a team that has only won once in their last 11.
No, they're coming out strong tonight. They got off the road last night, and they're coming out strong, taking it to us tonight.
Now, you and I talked about this before the game, the danger of perhaps being a little more overconfident. Do you feel that that's what the story was in the first two periods?
Not really overconfident. We're just, nothing's clicking for us. Our passes aren't on, and we're not capitalizing on our opportunities.
What have you got to do in the third period now? The Rangers come out with 53 seconds on a power play. They could be dangerous that first few minutes.
Well, it's a big kill for us to start the third period, and we've got to take it easy. Just dump it in and chase and hold up and keep it simple in the third.
Now, what about your play tonight? What have you got to do to turn this thing around? Perhaps, you know, they're counting on you. You're the guy that leads this team.
Got to get some shots on the net, get some shots to hit the net, hopefully. Next power play, if we get a chance, hopefully I'll bury one.
All right, Dan, congratulations and good luck in the third period.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's time now for the second period statistics brought to you by Jofa, the official protective equipment of the NHL. More NHL players trust Jofa over any other brand. And once again, Nick, that second period, 38 seconds in, and the Soo Greyhounds capitalize.
Yeah, one of those situations where there was miscommunication on the Kitchener Rangers' part. Cleon Smith was there to capitalize it. This game, there hasn't been too many mistakes. Both teams keeping things rather simple, Kevin. And here in the third period, we might see a similar instance where, again, a team makes one mistake, enables someone to come out a winner here tonight.
I keep waiting to see when the Kitchener Rangers are going to start to feel the fatigue of 3 straight games, a road trip last night, 7 games in their last 10, but so far they've been doing all the things right.
Well, again, we're dealing with some pretty young legs out there, Kevin, and in Kitchener's situation, they're on adrenaline right now, and they're playing a hot team, and it's again a game that they shouldn't win, but those are the most fun to win. And if they can come out of here with a big win, stop Sault Ste. Marie's winning streak, then they know they've accomplished quite a feat.
Well, they've got 53 seconds to go in the power play when they start the third period, but we've got more to come from Kitchener. CHL Sunday night. Come on back. Time now for the play of the period, brought to you by CCM, the hockey company. 100% hockey, and this one 100% Serge Paillet. Looking to pick up the puck behind his own blue line, make a great move around the defense. Tries to set up Michael Vorak, who just couldn't get the puck back to him, but that is our play of the period. We're coming back to Kitchener right after this.
CHL Sunday night on CTV Sportsnet. Brought to you by Bauer. Leave an impression. and by Molson Canadian.
And welcome back, everyone, to Kitchener, where they love the Rangers, and hey, they love CTV Sportsnet as well. It rocks, and he's got the hat on as well. Oh my! There you go, Kitchener fans everywhere.
Oh, he's gonna kill me.
Exactly. 2-2 is the score, and this guy, the coach of the Kitchener Rangers, Brian Hayden's got a power play opportunity. 53 seconds. His team has outshot the visitors from Sault Ste. Marie. And Serge Paillet has the goal that tied it up. He's on the ice now. Third period underway. The Rangers would love to bury one here, but here is Spur coming back the other way, and the Greyhounds have been dangerous while shorthanded tonight. 35 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here is Paillet. Paillet moving in, trying to get around Danny Pacero. Can't do it. And the Hounds get it out and down the ice. Travis Elizabeth is there to pick it up. Kavanaugh watching him. Elizabeth with a good head of steam. Paillet trying to get around Pacero. Can't do it. Allan Rourke, one of the 2 goals for the Rangers tonight. He will flip it in. Chad Spur is going to be there to pick it up and get it out. As Ulick is set to step back on the ice. So a good job there by the Hounds from Sault Ste. Marie. They weather the storm. Here's a chance now coming back the other way. Valentine cuts off Ryan Held before it could be a scoring chance. Here's one now. Shot on net. And Jason Flick will hold on to it. 24-19, the shots on goal in favor of Kitchener, who have come out surprisingly well in this hockey game, Nick. As we take a look at the top 10 Coho team rankings, and the
Ottawa 67 still doing a job. Number 1 ranked team.
Well, Storm, the defending OHL champions, check in at number 10, but the 2 big teams, the Halifax Mooseheads and the Quebec Remparts, are playing as we speak. 2 of the best teams in the country. Remparts with that big time over 20 game winning streak. And the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds checking just off the list. They come in at the 11th ranked team in the country. They keep this winning streak going, though. They will definitely crack the top 10. Goes off in the Sioux zone.
Of course, the other team with that winning streak, 10 games, the Ottawa 67s, and Brian Kilray. What can you say about that, man?
Seems like they're always on some sort of 10-game winning streak. And they lost 2 games so far this season. They've never dropped below 3 in the CHL top 10 rankings.
And number 1, 4 out of 8 weeks. And this week they sit with a winning percentage of .880.
Talked about that big game going on in Halifax tonight. Quebec leading the Mooseheads 4-1. That is after 40 minutes of hockey. So the number 2 ranked team in the country taking on the number 4 ranked team in the country. And Quebec, one of the hottest teams, along with Kamloops in the Western Hockey League. Back here is Richard Kazda, flipping it in. Jake Gibson gets to it first, trying to get it out. Does get it out just to center ice. Salvatore couldn't keep it in. Kazda takes the bump. Battling with Pacero along the near boards. Rangers come away with it. Here is Salvatore. Run back into his own zone. Nick Robinson trying to get it away. Can't do it. Pacero intercepts it. Not too happy with the way his team was playing. He got the feeling that the Pacero feeling that the club just a little bit flat, not being able to bury their chances.
Oh, we win 10 games in a row. A lot of things have to go right. At times, things have not gone right for the Soo Greyhounds, but at 2-2, we'll see if the experiences that they've learned in the last little while will pay off for them.
Almost a giveaway there is Leon Smith. Had trouble with it.
You go through a winning streak like that, Kevin, you obviously find ways to win.
Here's Jardine out in front, trying to find a way to beat Mike Gorman. Corey Becker in the corner. Jardine was knocked down. Play continues on. Ulick trying to keep it in. Can't do it. Finally, it's Ryan Milanovic spinning. Trying to get away from Corey Becker. Does. Nice move there. Milanovic still has it. Backhands it in. Jason Flick steers that one into the side. And Ulick will pick it up for the Greyhounds. The captain to Cleon Smith. Has one of the 2 goals tonight. Here is Corey Pecker now. Trying to send away Ryan Healy. Race for the puck. Won by the Rangers. Coming back the other way is Allan Rourke. Serge Paye. Plenty of ice. Jones with a big time hit on Michael Vorak. Testing that sore shoulder. Vorak none the worse for wear, missing 6 games with that shoulder injury. As he comes back, he missed it earlier. Brandon Burleigh went down with a shoulder injury in the second period. He is still missing. There's a shot. Missing the target. Another chance for Osborne. 16 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the third period as the faceoff will come up in the Kitchener zone when we come back. We're at the Memorial Auditorium on CHL Sunday night. Our next game on CHL Sunday night comes your way from Quebec City, where Val-d'Or will take on the red-hot Rampart. It's December the 6th, and it's a 7 o'clock Eastern start, 4 p.m. Pacific. And there is Simon Gagner, one of the guys that is leading this Ramparts to perhaps a record-setting season. If they win tonight and they're beating Halifax after 40 minutes, it'll be 24 in a row. The record in Quebec is 29, and they're well on their way. They're the 4th-ranked team in the country.
And you know, Kevin, my last few years in the NHL, boy, did I miss Quebec. What a great tradition, great fans.
Big-time hit there, and it loosens some of the clips that keep the glass together here. We get an update on Brandon Burleigh, the injured Kitchener Ranger. A sore shoulder will keep him out. It's stiff right now. Here's a chance for the Rangers as Paye comes oh so close. Falling, getting the shot away, but he just missed the target. Serge Paye has been one of the most dangerous Rangers on the ice tonight. And he came awfully close there.
Great move by Paye in front of the net. Like you said, he just missed the target.
15 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the third period. It's a 2-2 hockey game. Serge Paye looking for his 11th goal of the season, 2nd goal this evening. Here's Richard Kazda now, working one-on-one on Ballantyne. Kazda trying to center it out in front. It's ridden off the puck. And it's Tim Safiris who has it for the Hounds. Rourke trying to keep it in. Can't do it. Vorak. Pass too far. Ballantyne trying to set up Martin Gillick. Gillick moving in. Round behind the net he goes. Centers it out in front. Bennett right there. There's a chance as Vasicek let it go. Ballantyne stays in. Pitching down, gambled, paid off, kept in. Strelchuk with a shot. That knocked the stick right out of the hands of Richard Kazda. Here is Elizabeth. Back for Kitchener. Still has it. Cross ice. For Kazda, too far for him. Lettieri carrying on. Elizabeth back in front, loose in front. Ballantyne trying to clear it away, and finally Bennett does. Back the other way. Villieu takes a hit from Corey Pecker, knocks him down. Milanovic eases it out in front. Flick gently leaves it there for John Osborne. He gets knocked down. But here is Ryan Jardine carrying on. Jardine with a head of steam behind the net. Still has it. Ryan Jardine back up top. Gibson keeps it in. Shot on net. Stop. Down the other way. Race for it to Andy Pacero. Milanovic greets him. Rides him into the boards. Ryan held. Being watched by Jake Gibson. They tie up behind the net. Ryan Jardine in there as well. And they get a whistle.
Boy, Kevin, the way these two teams are battling right now, you'd think they'd been off for a week.
Look at Serge Paye as he came so close to putting his team on top. Just off balance, couldn't get the shot.
He had Jason Flick exactly where he wanted him, on his backside, just sliding the puck right through the crease and in the open. And Flick doing the things that he has to do to keep his hockey club in the game. And with a little more than 13 minutes to go, Kevin, we've got ourselves quite a hockey game.
Jason Flick working on a 4-game winning streak as his team works on a 10-game winning mark. But it's 2-2 here in Kitchener. Mullen waits, It's stripped of the puck. Rangers trying to put on the pressure here. Serge Paille coming close just a minute or so ago. Got into the Sioux zone, and that is Bill Brown. Back there to pick it up. Down the boards to Millen. This is there for Nick Jones. Jones can't get out. It's Ryan Held watching him. Leon Smith avoids the check from Milanovic and carries on. Here is Healy with a shot, and that one is going to end up in the crowd as a souvenir. 2-2, the hockey game. We're in Kitchener on CHL Sunday night.
The new Team Spirit program, sponsored by Thrifty, can help you raise funds for your team. Call 1-888-541-8887 or contact your local hockey association for details.
Here's a look at Brian Hayden, the first-year coach of the Kitchener Rangers, an assistant with this club last year. And he's behind the bench, and his team is playing extremely well against a team coached by Dave Cameron on a 10-game winning streak. 2-2 with 12:32 to go in the hockey game. Kevin Quinn along with Nick Kypreos from Kitchener, Ontario. CHL Sunday night. Hope you're enjoying this one. As the script said, it should be no problem from the Greyhounds, but nobody gave the script to the Rangers or Serge Paille, number 7, as he's come up with several opportunities to give his team the lead. Rangers keep it in. Pacero finally sticks it up and down the ice. Allan Rourke there to get it. Kavanaugh losing it to Vorak. Into Paille. Paille trying to get around Millen. Can't do it. Rangers still have it though. Here is Rourke now with a chance. Rourke with a tough angle on the save made by Jason Flick. Cleared but not out. Kept in by Lettieri. Paille has it now. Rourke will keep it in for the Rangers. Jake Gibson will try his luck. Gibson tied up along the boards. Paille in there again, logging lots of ice time. Trying to get it back to Vorak. Couldn't do it though, and Millen will come up with it for the Hounds. Off the glass and out. Sal Lettieri to pick it up as the Greyhounds make changes. There's a chance now for Serge Paille, and that was a little bit too far for him. Kip Keys come to us off the top of the show, and let's see exactly how they have worked out. Kip, the Hounds certainly, you know, a balanced attack. You talked about that.
Definitely a balanced attack, but the Kitchener Rangers have done an outstanding job of keeping a lot of their attack to the outside. Although Gorman has seen 21 shots, a lot of them have not been high quality, so give Kitchener a lot of credit. Of those 21 shots, I see Gorman definitely has been there for the team, and a little more than 11 minutes to go in the period.
And Michael Vorak coming off that shoulder injury, getting full shots and playing. 1 assist tonight so far for him. So,
and he's been all over the ice in terms of puck possession. Added a lot of instant credibility to this lineup for the Kitchener Rangers, and he's been a threat.
And he hasn't shied away from the physical stuff either, as he has taken the hits and the shoulder has held up for him. Ten minutes, 34 seconds to go here in the third period. We're all tied up at 2. Down behind the Kitchener net it goes. Rangers trying to get it out. Pacero trying to keep it in, can't do it. Back to pick it up will be Bill Brown. Brown up to Martin Galick. Galick with Danny Pacero. Pacero waits, crosses the blue line, wrist shot, and a blocker save there by Mike Gorman.
And we got a chance to talk to Danny Pacero in between periods, and he said that he'll be waiting for his one opportunity. And the game hitting the halfway point mark here in the third period. We got to know Danny Pacero is going to pick his spots.
Here's a chance now for the Rangers. Bouncing puck, and that would hit Ryan Jardine. Off the stick of Rick Bertrand. Race for the puck. Jardine gets to it. He's got Osborne trying to get it back to him. A good chance there for Ryan Jardine, one of the stars of this Sault Ste. Marie club. And it's this tonight. Richard Castle near behind with Valentin. Wilczek as well. Everybody behind the net. Here's John Osborne. Coming out with Jardine and Corey Becker. Shoots it in. Gorman will play it off the glass. Up to Richard Kazda. Kazda takes a hit. Backs it over to his late speed. Avoids the check from Osborne. Still has it. Trying to get it down to Kazda. Does, but Kazda was taken out by Millen. Got Seagram. Seeing some ice time now. Healy trying to get it out. Check will keep it in for the Rangers. Osborne just floats it out to Healy. Here's a chance now for Cleon Smith. One-on-one. Here is Smith moving in. Wrist shot and a save there by Mike Gorman.
Cleon Smith had a great game, including the second goal for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. And Healy makes a great play along the boards to send Cleon Smith here on a one-on-one situation. And in this league and any league above the OHL, there's not too many times, Kevin, you're going to beat a good defenseman one-on-one. So Cleon does the next best thing and use him as a screen. And Gorman has to be on his toes to make the save.
Mike Gorman, one of the keys to the game, facing 23 shots so far in this hockey game.
He's certainly done what he's had to do for Kitchener to be in this hockey game, and that's make the saves that he has to make.
Got bounces out in front off the glass. Bang away at it, and here comes Serge Paillet for the Rangers, and he got crossed up. Back the other way. It's Jake Gibson. Gibson with a head of steam. Trying to put it out in front. Couldn't do it. Wrapped around and down the ice. And back to touch it will be Dan Pacero. And that will be icing with 8:22 to go here in the third period. We're all tied at 2 from Kitchener on CHL Sunday night. And a rich tradition of hockey here in Kitchener. And of course, the 1981-82 team provided the thrills for the fans as they won the Memorial Cup with guys like Brian Bellows on the squad. This team was loaded with stars, including the guy with one of the hardest shots in the NHL. And that he demonstrates here. And that, of course, being Al McInnes. Big-time blast. And the Kitchener Rangers, 1982 Memorial Cup champions. And they would love to see that come back to Kitchener.
Certainly don't want to forget about the 1982 Memorial Cup champions. What you do want to forget about are those pants that they were wearing.
The Cooperall, the fashion disaster.
Come in bell bottoms.
Hey, you wore those.
Oh, I did.
North Bay.
I did.
Now back to the old traditional uniforms, much better. Of course, the Kitchener Rangers have changed their uniforms. Looks exactly like the New York Rangers there for a time, but now gone to a unique logo that is strictly Kitchener. Just maintain the New York Ranger colors. And that's all part of it. Your team, the North Bay Centennials, changing their logo as part of the new marketing strategy. And of course, the Soo Greyhounds used to have the Greyhound on the shoulder, used to be on the front, and then they changed that, got more of a fierce dog on the front. But from what I understand, they are going back to that old traditional Greyhound logo. The fans have voted, and they kind of want to go back to the tradition. So,
oh, that old technique called marketing.
There you go.
And what it means to the pocketbook.
Los Angeles Kings, of course, finding that out with their new uniforms. Riding ticket sale or merchandise sales. That's what it's all about. 7:49 to go here in the hockey game. Josef Vasicek trying to put his team in the lead. That one flicked up high and into the crowd. Josef Vasicek, one of the biggest guys on the ice tonight.
Vasicek there, and he sees Vasicek coming in with a lot of speed, but Czech was there to stand him up. And here's a guy with a lot of skill. Big guy, 6'4", 200 pounds, and Coach Cameron isn't scared to even put him on the power play on the point every once in a while. You got a high-skilled player like Vasicek. It adds an extra dimension to your hockey club.
He's out there to take the draw right now. Face off in the Kitchener zone with 7:42 to go in the hockey game. Vasicek wins the draw, back to Dan Pacero. Into the corner it goes. Nick Robinson is there. Layered around the boards. Rangers can't get it out. Here is Martin Galen. Takes the check. And the Rangers do get it out to center ice, and there's Dan Pacero. Josef Vasicek. Loose it. Turnover now. Weirstead down behind the net. Pacero is there though to save the day. Get it up to Martin Galen. He takes a big time bump. 7 minutes to go in the hockey game. We're tied at 2. The Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds working on a 10-game winning streak. Here's Wierstead moving in. Mike Wierstead shoots, scores! Michael Wierstead has given the Kitchener Rangers a 3-2 lead.
What a great effort. Wierstead stays with the puck the whole time here. You think Pacero's got a lot of time with the puck. Sure enough, though, he doesn't.
His 3rd goal of the season, a huge one, as he has given his team the lead, 3-2.
And one of the things that enabled that goal was, again, a good forecheck by the Kitchener Rangers. Pacero did not have the time he wanted to set up and make a play. He takes the first check off the first forechecker, and that enables this man right here to step in, find that loose puck, and walk in.
And good patience by Wierstead as he waited till Flick made the move and then went upstairs on him. And Jason Flick hasn't lost in a Sault Ste. Marie uniform since being acquired from the Windsor Spitfires. But he and the Greyhounds are down 3-2 with 6:46 to go in the hockey game.
And watch the Kitchener Rangers from here on in. Coach Brian Hayden telling them to keep things simple. You gain that red line, you put it in deep. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gets caught.
Millen trying to keep it in for the Greyhounds. Can't do it. Here's a chance now. Vorak centering to Hayden, and it just bounced over his stick. Becker getting it out. Here's a chance now for Ryan Jardine out there with Osborne. Jardine to Osborne. Osborne trying to get around his man. Can't do it. And the Rangers gain the puck. Here's a chance now for Michael Vorak. This Serge Paillet.
Again, everything goes in deep. 6 minutes to go in this period, and you got a great chance to stop a good streak.
Here's a chance now for Kavanaugh, and he was hauled down before he could get loose. Valentin will keep it in. There is the speed of Chad Kavanaugh. Back the other way. Chad Spur. Millen behind the net for Valentin. Valentin to Osborne, bounces it nicely off the boards to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh can't get around his man as the Rangers play some tough D. Kavanaugh to Safiris. Safiris with a shot, and he didn't miss by much. Tim Safiris with a great chance to tie this hockey game, and he just missed the far side.
Well, certainly with a little over 5 minutes to go, we're going to see the Soo Greyhounds start opening things up a bit. Start gambling, taking some chances. As you mentioned, Safiris in the slot there, finding enough time to get the shot off, but didn't find the target. And we still have a 3-2 lead for the Kitchener Rangers.
Chad Kavanaugh, draft pick of the Washington Capitals, out there to take the draw for the Soo Greyhounds. 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Peterborough native. And he wins the draw. Here is Bill Brown. Casper just scoops it in. Safiris first on the puck for the Greyhounds. Being watched closely by Bertrand and Rourke. Comes away with it. Loose in front. Here's a chance. Mulek moving in. And a good job by the Rangers. Here they come. Here's a chance now for Held. Bouncing puck. In behind the net it goes, and Kavanaugh's there for the Soo Greyhounds. 4 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Kavanaugh flips it in. Gorman, the easy save. They'll leave it there for Rick Bertrand, and they shoot it up.
Nice play by Gorman. Get that puck up quickly.
To Rourke, Milanovic, and Valentin. Push and shove as Kavanaugh has lost his hat.
Kavanaugh with a good play right here. Gains the blue line. And there's a little extra right there.
Chad Kavanaugh being introduced to the Kitchener bench. And He will sit, and so will Mike Lakesby.
Yeah, I remember those days.
So offsetting minor penalties here is Chad Kavanaugh is in the box, and so is that man, Mike Lakesby.
Kavanaugh's a key guy too, and I'm sure Dave Cameron doesn't appreciate losing him for 2 minutes.
4:35 to go in the hockey game. Here's Greyhounds down by 1. And a goal by Mike Weirstead. Here's Valentin. In trouble, takes a hit from Hayden. Valentini getting caught up. Bennett doing a good job. Vasicek is out there too. He gains it. Finally taken away by Mortier. Oh, again, Bennett. That one offside. 3-2 is the score. Just under 4 minutes to go in the hockey game from Kitchener. Damn, that stuff was good. Tex. Okay. What about Tex? Okay. Okay. We'll take it.
How many goals has he had so far this year?
3 goals for Roosted?
Yeah.
Michael Weirstead, the first-round draft choice, 98 OHL. And Kevin, I bet you if you asked Michael Weirstead if he could name his biggest goal in his OHL, young OHL career, I bet you he'd say, oh, about 10 minutes ago.
Number 3 on the season for him, but a huge goal for his team. It's the 3rd of the game, and it's a 1-goal lead as the Rangers try and snap a 10-game winning streak of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. And less than 4 minutes away from doing that. Here is help with a chance for Milanovic, and that one offside. As Ryan Milanovic was in. They'll bring that one back.
Whatever Brian Hayden, coach of the Kitchener Rangers, telling his boys, it sure is working, because they have not sit back on this lead, Kevin. They keep coming at them. Their feet are always moving. Milanovic there, just a step offside, but hey, feet are moving and full steam ahead.
Pressure on number 9, number 5 as well, Dan Pacero, try and get this team back into the game. Osborne takes a hit. Cleared but not out. Here's Ryan Held. Still has it. Takes a hit. Held. Behind the net. Bumped. Pacero taking him. And finally we get a whistle and a face-off in the Sioux zone as Ryan Held doing a good job of freezing the puck in the Sioux end.
Again, with 3 minutes and 24 seconds to go. All of this developed because Ryan Milanovic finished his check. Enable guys like Ryan Held and Weirstead to get in there and keep cycling, keep the puck down low. A little over 3 minutes to go and you're up a goal. Make the Soo Greyhounds come 200 feet to score that goal, Kevin. No turnovers in the neutral zone or at each blue line. They're going to score a goal to tie this game. Make sure it has to go from one end to another.
From the face-off, Kanye with a shot, but back comes Tim Safiris. Knocks it in. Vladislav Check is there. Takes a hit from Safiris. Chad Spur behind the net, trying to get it out in front. He's knocked down. Greyhounds control. Bodies flying all over the place, and Safiris was knocked down as well.
Safiris and Check have a good battle going on right now, and it all started with Safiris just labeling him in the corner.
Back come the Rangers, and here is Serge Paillet. He will flip it in. Takes a hit from Millen. Jason Strelchuk.
Kevin, this game's had a bit of everything.
Down Down behind the net it goes. Mullen will pick it up for the Greyhounds. Jason Strelchuk. Strelchuk up to Galen. Flips it out the center, and the Rangers will control it. Off the glass and out. Rangers playing very conservative at this point, trying to preserve this lead. They've only won one game in their last 11. Here's a chance now for Vasicek with a shot. Oh, he is knocked down as Gorman makes the save, but Vasicek pays the price.
Mike Gorman with a huge save, holding his ground, as Vasicek had all kinds of time in the slot. Vasicek right in the position he wanted. And watch Mike Gorman here. Holds his ground and does not go down until he knows that puck's coming right for him. Talked about the type of goaltending the Kitchener Rangers needed. He's providing it.
Some physical play in this one, and look at Tim Safiris and Bratislav.
This was a great battle all the way through, and that started with this hit here. And Czech certainly felt that as he slowly made his way to the Kitchener Ranger bench.
Galatieri will shoot it in. Brown will touch it, and that is icing. And welcome back. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third period. Ryan Jardine and the rest of the Soo Greyhounds down by a goal to a Kitchener Ranger team is looking for just their second win in 12 hockey games. Meantime, the Greyhounds working on a 10-game winning streak. Here is Serge Paillet trying to get some insurance. Pacero does a good job to get the puck away from him. But the Greyhounds need to come up with a goal. Ryan Jardine almost sent in, but Kavanaugh dropped his stick. Knocked him away. Here's a chance now for Paillet moving in. Paillet can't get it to sit down. Pacero.
Keep an eye for Flick here.
Get it out to center. The Rangers shoot it back in. Hits the referee. Here's Chad Kavanaugh. Bill Brown. All the big guns out for the Soo Greyhounds.
Kitchener doing a good job taking away the ice in the middle.
Just over a minute to go as Vorak sends it in. Here is Brown. Getting it out to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh will shoot it in. Less than a minute to go. Kitchener Rangers.
Can't get Jason Flick out if you don't have possession in the offensive zone.
Here they do now as Jason Strelchuk carries on. Czech gets it out and down the ice. Flick has to stay in the net. 44 seconds to go. Rangers keeping on the pressure. Into the Sioux zone. Just 35 seconds to go. Mullen trying to get it out. They can't do it. The Rangers keep it in.
Once again, taking away the ice in the middle. Forcing them up the boards. And the Sioux have nowhere to go. 20 seconds to go here.
In danger of seeing their 10-game win of the goalie. Coming down as the Rangers. Oh, a big-time hit. Milanovic lays out Vasicek. Yeah, that could be the exclamation point on an excellent game for the Kitchener Rangers, as they do what 10 other teams couldn't do. Wierstead, the winning goal, and the Kitchener Rangers have ended the streak of the Soo Greyhounds at 10. A tired hockey team playing their third game in a row have come up with a victory.
And what a hit by Milanovic to end this game on a great note for the Kitchener Rangers, as they upset the Soo Greyhounds and end a 10-game winning streak.
And look at this exclamation point by Milanovic on Vasicek. Kaboom!
And Milanovic gaining a reputation for one of the hardest hitters in the OHL. And you know why after you see a hit like that.
So the final score, 3-2 in favor of the Kitchener Rangers. We're coming back on CHL Sunday night.